Hey, Bruce.
Hello.
Hi, Bea.
Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
How
You
did-
saw from your walk that we're crossing those rivulets?
No. How did everything go yesterday?
Yeah, it's been good. We have some new board members, so we're moving along.
Oh, terrific. Did you guys do the walk yesterday for the public, or was this?
No, we had an annual meeting.
Oh, okay.
So we elected some new people to the board.
Gotcha.
We have like 5 more people to trail build. We've got like 30 people now on trail building.
Wow, that's awesome.
Ledyard hasn't had a chance to trail build, I guess, so they're just coming out in droves.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Joellen, are you there?
I am here this month, this quarter.
All right. Beautiful. All right. I'm not sure if Joan Smith is joining us or Sydney. We'll give them a couple more minutes. Bruce, how are you?
Good. How are you? Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm good. How's everybody else?
We're all good.
I think we're all
Good.
good.
Who's in the meeting so far?
Let's see, Michelle, Bruce, Bea, and Tom Olson,
All right.
and myself.
Thank you.
We can't see Tom. Tom, are you hiding?
I'm on an iPhone.
I think it's a host thing.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because Tom's an attendee. That's what it is.
oh, okay. Oh, well, let's see. I can make them more, right? If I make them,
Yeah, you should be able to.
okay. All right. Tom, you're a panelist now, so. All right. Well, I guess we'll get started. It's 4:04, so we'll call the meeting at 4:04.
Can I ask who telephone number 860 is?
Yeah, that's Joellen Anderson. Oh, there's Tom.
Uh,
Yeah, I think, calling from her cell phone or something.
okay,
Yeah, she told me ahead of time she was going to be doing that.
okay.
Okay, so first of all, welcome everybody. It's been a couple of months since we met, and I hope everybody's doing well. We'll jump right into citizens' petitions, comments, and concerns. Anything related to trails?
May I ask a question about number 3?
Yes.
What property is that?
Oh, wait a minute.
A wet
Number-
section of the yellow trail past the new bridge. Is that Cobb?
I'm not sure what you're looking at.
Number 3 on the regular meeting agenda for today. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at June's minutes, I think. Sorry.
Okay, well, we're about to get to that. So, no citizens petitions, comments, or anything concerning trails? All right. approval of minutes from the June 18th meeting. And
Could
Joellen,
we
you were
add
asking, yeah,
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, you're asking about number 3?
Yes. What is the property that the citizen petition was about?
Let's see. Oh, that's the cop property.
Okay. I thought maybe it was, but I wasn't sure.
Yes, yep.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions concerning the minutes?
Move to
Okay.
approve.
Okay, can I get a second?
And I'll second, Michelle.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That's unanimous. All right, correspondence or communications? Okay. Reports, Avalonia.
Mark, I had sent you a copy yesterday.
You did,
Let me
yes.
just try to be really brief. The boundary
Okay.
lines on Avalonia's Leo Antonino Preserve in Groton have been completed. A section of the long existing trail needs to be rerouted before a trail map can be developed, and Janet Anderson is the lead for that preserve. Like all the other organizations that have trees on their open space, we took a hit, but those were cleaned up in short time. A notice of non-compliance was issued by the Connecticut DEP on December the 3rd relative to the encroachment at 100 Susan Lane into Avalonia's Townsend property. That has not been resolved yet. The West Mystic Connector Trail from 215 to both the Moore Woodlands and beyond to Beebe Pond Park Trail systems is being used more frequently, and Chet Sycon has been mowing the verge inside the park sidewalk so people could actually park inside the parking lot if they felt so inclined. Our boundary walks are mostly complete. We'll be starting on the conservation easements. We have a conservation easement on Fishtown Road that is in the process of being sold again. We had some large trees that fell across the Binless Preserve over in Mystic. The town cleared the roadway and Avalonia contracted to have the remaining parts of the tree removed. That's all for Groton. I have a couple things for Legend, but I won't bore anybody.
Okay. If we can, and I apologize, if we can go back, I actually did have a couple of correspondence and communications. So I received an email. I'm trying to think of the lady's name. She's a planner for the region. I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, somebody had reached out to her about a section of the Willie Lane bike path where there's a trail coming out of the state park and the water is washing down and had covered the trail with sediment, and it was fairly deep. And every time it rains, it gets real muddy and whatnot. So I did reach out to the Southeast Mountain Bike Group. I met with them. We came up with a plan to try to address that issue, and I did speak with the ranger that's in charge of Haley Farm State Park, and he said go ahead and do the work, and they are planning on doing that work sometime in the next month or so. So, yeah. And so anyway, that's what I forgot to tell everybody earlier. All right, Avalonia, Joellen, thank you for that report. The Cock property, I don't really have anything to report other than I've seen a lot more people using the trails. and have heard that more people are using the purple trail, which is the most recent trail that we added. It goes up into the woodland area, so that's encouraging. And all the feedback has been that it's easy to follow, and so I'm encouraged by that because it's nice to see people getting out and starting to use some of the other trails than the ones that go just around the dog park. Do not have any updates for the Crosstown Trail. I know they've started work on the school, and I had submitted a request probably a year ago that if funding was available, that they considered building a bridge out behind where the new school is going to go. And I haven't heard back from them, and I will follow up with another letter just to remind them that if there is money available, the benefits of putting a bridge across that section there so that we could continue, the Crosstown Trail would continue, and we wouldn't have to go through the neighborhood to finish that trail. Groton Open Space, I don't think anybody is on the line, so we'll skip over that. Town trails, I am working with the planning department and with the engineering department, and we'll be submitting a Connecticut Community Connectivity Program grant. And we are going to be looking to, and Bea, you'll be pleased to hear about this, it's going to be a two-part project. We're looking to do the on-road bike lane on Depot Road out to South Road. And then we're also going to be look to be doing the work along Midway Oval, which is a project that we had identified. So we'd be coming out of where the bike path is now, going out on the Midway Oval, going all the way around to where it connects with Sutton Park. And we're also going to be including in that project work from Route 1, building a bike path through Sutton Park all the way up to Midway Oval. So if the entire project gets approved, we'll have almost an entire loop because there is a bike path that runs down Route 1 right now, all the way to the community center. So there would just be a really short section where there wasn't, a marked bike path. So, yeah, so would be a big project, and the state has appropriated, I think, like $13 million. And the last time they awarded grants, I think they awarded 40 different grants for projects ranging from $125,000 to $600,000.
And how much would this project be about?
Well, we're still working that out. It would be a few $100,000.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yep. So, Bea, I know you've got some things to talk about on Tri-Town Trails.
Yeah, we had our annual meeting last night. We had a good turnout. We elected officers, and we are now appointing some new board members. And there'll be now 2 people from Groton on the board, and that will be myself. And Tom Olson has also joined us on Tri-Town Trail Board of Directors. And I'd also like to reach out to everyone. We'd love to have one more person on the board of directors from Groton, or even the city of Groton. If anyone knows in the city of Groton, anyone who's really interested in trails, or someone who's active with Boy Scouts or conservation, that would be helpful. We opened our trail. So the first 1.2, 1.4 miles of the trail are open. What has surprised us is the number of volunteers. I don't think Ledyard has built a trail in a long time, because even after our meeting last night, we had 4 more people. So we have like a list of at least 20 people. Last time we had a trail building, I think we had 12 people out there. We have a master carpenter who has built us a temporary bridge of 12 feet and two 10-foot boardwalks across wetlands area. They've cleared a switchback. All the trail is marked. We have some crossings that we need to get over rivulets, but we're just getting a nice groundswelling of support for people who want a trail build. And people who want to cut down trees, because there are quite a few dead trees along the way that we really have to address. So it's been pretty exciting. So our signage is pretty much all up, and we're open.
And I can say from experience,
Oh,
having
yeah.
walked across that temporary bridge,
Yeah.
that's much nicer than a lot of permanent bridges I've seen. It's really quite a bridge, and we got a great explanation from Keith on how it was
Yeah.
built and
Yeah.
using geotextile fabric and all of the things that went into it.
Right.
It was really interesting.
And the other thing that's been exciting is that we've had at least 6 of our town councilors, our mayor, our state rep, Mike France has walked it, Mark has walked it, Gosa has walked it. So we've had a lot of people out there. And that was before it was open. That was before we had a nice crossing.
Yeah.
So we're moving along, and we're brainstorming about Groton, Mark, so we'll be meeting with you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're starting the southernmost section, hopefully, with this.
Oh, that would be good.
If we're successful with this grant.
Can I find out what the status is of the trail behind the senior center and that idea of coming across to connect to the town hall and community center? Is anything
Sure.
happening there?
Yeah, we had plans to do that this coming fiscal year. Money paying for that was coming out of a special revenue fund.
Mm-hmm.
And we just met with the finance director about a week ago, and that special revenue fund took a tremendous hit. So I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that project this year. Unfortunately, just the timing of the pandemic and us not being able to run programs since last March have really hurt. Have really hurt that fund. But we are, in the next couple of weeks, going to be starting on the CIP projects for 22 through 27, I think, fiscal years. And so we'll be discussing that. But the funding, we don't have as much money to lay out for something like that as we have had in the past.
Could you give us some specifics of where that plan was? I mean, as far as where the trail was or that walking path was going to be?
Sure.
Or is that still in the works?
No, the engineering department has come up with a plan. So if you're driving up the parking lot at the senior center to the back parking lot, you have the hockey rink on your left.
Mm-hmm.
The path was going to cross from the parking lot, run just behind to the end of the hockey rink, and then it was going to curve and head out towards the back of the library, and then loop back towards the senior center.
Okay.
And we had been talking with the property owner adjacent to that, what's his name, Dr.
Oh, for Burroughs?
No, I can't think of his name right now, but he owns that small farm where they have horses.
Yes, Dr. Burroughs.
Burroughs, yes. We had talked to him about the concept, and he was open to it, but I think he and his family are trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do with that property. So he didn't want to make a commitment until they had more finalized plans.
Okay.
But the idea was to, after we had done that loop, to go to through Dr. Burroughs' property and and come out somewhere, hopefully near the community center, so that it would all connect.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Michelle, do you have anything?
I just wanted to give a status on the open space plan for Groton. The Conservation Commission, we are waiting. We are in the last round of feedback. So our meeting in October, we should be doing, approving the final version, and from there it will go to the town council to approve, or to, maybe not approve isn't the right word, but to recommend that we go forward with it for the town. So we are, if anybody has comments, this is the last chance to get them into to Bruce.
Okay. Bruce?
And then once it's done, we'll start implementing. So, and we'll probably have some things for interaction with the Trails Committee, and possibly even some things for for the committee to work with us once we start implementing the plan. So the next meeting we might have something to ask for the committee to actually do, or the task force to do. So stay tuned.
Okay, thank you. Bruce, how about you? Do you have any?
Well, I can just expand on the open space plan a little bit. So I think a few of you already submitted some comments, and thank you for that. Yeah, I got those to the Conservation Commission, and they looked at them and considered them in, I guess, the final draft that went out early last month. Planning Department did our review of the plan today. We're just finalizing up the comments and get those in. So that's moving along for the open space plan. I really don't have anything else besides that. I don't know if Tom, you wanted to talk about the drafted open space ordinance you were thinking about in the maintenance plan, but that's really the only other thing that I've been working on in terms of trails with the Conservation Commission. Tom, author, he knows a lot more about it than me, so I defer to him if he wants to say anything.
Yeah, I can say that everything that's been in regard to the review process and the commenting, we haven't received a lot of comments so far in this last go around here, but pretty much everything that gets commented does get incorporated. What the commission will be doing on a go forward basis is we have about 43 action items that are in the plan itself to take action, and they're categorized as short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Short terms are basically anything 3 years, and then 3 to 5, and then greater than 5 year things. But one of those, a couple of those actions that are going to be looking towards the town council is development of a ordinance relative to open space regulation and stewardship. From our viewpoint as the Conservation Commission, a number of locations of open space that is our town property are maintained by Parks and Rec, such as the Cop Park and Pequot Wood. There's a well-established programs that are monitoring and stewarding those properties. However, there are a number of other properties that are what we would classify into the open space arena that are not that Parks and Rec isn't working with, and they're just vacant land. And so what we're looking at is trying to develop some stewardship program as part of that, and embed that into a town ordinance that will also talk about what's the regulated usage on open spaces within the town, such as, do I want to have drones? Do I want to have, and things like that. And so we've developed a draft ordinance that's based on Cheshire, Connecticut's ordinance. We've just kind of changed the names of the towns, but pretty much are starting the review process. And we'll be having a special meeting next week as a Conservation Commission to go through the details of that. We've already provided an earlier copy to the Parks and Rec Department and for consideration because they're a critical player in development of the stewardship plans and execution of those relative to what needs to be done. So those are the two big areas. And then we're going to take a look at other stewardship items over the course of 2021 and probably develop a supplement to the conservation plan itself for open space management. So that's the plan for next year. That's all I have.
All right. Well, we didn't have any unfinished business, and we didn't have any new business. The next meeting is scheduled for December 3rd. It's a little bit earlier, only because of the holiday season. So if there's no other comments.
This is Tom Olson. If I could ask two questions.
Sure.
One was going back onto the Crosstown Trail. Back in 2019, your office submitted a request to nominate the three principal greenways from the POCD as part of the Connecticut State Greenway process. I don't think that ever happened as far as from taking a look at the state website. And I was just wondering, are you planning on doing a resubmit on those? And tied to that was the bridge on the Crosstown Trail going up behind the Cutler School area and where that is.
Yeah. So yes, it was 2019. I submitted a proposal for 3 greenways and never heard back from the state, despite repeated attempts. I reached out to, I can't think of her name right now, but she's the coordinator for that.
Laurie Giannotti.
Yes, thank you. So I called a couple times, I sent a couple of emails, and I never heard back. I actually have not seen anything about, I believe that the nomination, you need to submit your proposals. It's usually due like sometime in April, and then in June, they make their decision. I think if they have like an annual meeting or something right around June 1st. I never saw anything this year. And so I think if we were going to do that, we would be looking at April, or having it submitted by April of 2021. And just to update you on the bridge behind Cutler School, as I did mention that I had submitted a letter to the board that is overseeing that project, and requesting that they consider if there was money available to build that bridge, and highlighted some of the benefits of building that bridge. We had previously had approval from the Director of Buildings and Services for the Board of Ed, and also the principal. They were both on board with the idea, and I had submitted a trail grant application, but unfortunately it wasn't funded. And so I was planning on following up now that the school is under construction, and they're tracking their budget, and if there's money available, to make a request again that they consider putting that bridge in. And again, they'll highlight the benefits of having that bridge, not only to the general public, but to the students that are going to school there.
And thank you very much for that update. And I just, one other kind of what if question. I've been doing some thinking here in regard to, we have the Crosstown Trail going there. We have the master plan for the Tri-Town Trail going north and south through the town. Obviously, we're still getting pushback from the Groton Utilities folks. And one thing that's just kind of in the back of my mind, I've had some discussions, and I just didn't know if you've ever had any experience with utilization of the Fort Hill Brook underpasses for under I-95. Has there been any restrictions as far as on utilization of so that you could, in theory, connect the Camdenwood Hill wildlife management areas with the Gosa sheep farm and stuff as far as an alternative routing and it's just going through I-95 and that underpasses. It's pretty well used by ATVs and bicyclists and that kind of stuff today, as I was out there. And I was just wondering if you've ever had any discussions on that or any knowledge of it.
No to both.
No problem. Just checking.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that there was an underpass there. And
It's pretty healthy. It's about 15 feet wide and about 6.5 feet high.
That on the east side underpass you're talking about? So
This
it's
is-
on,
this- out of the middle of it's halfway between Route 117 and Flanders Road, and it takes you
Oh.
one underpass under the southbound. Then you surface, go across the median, which is about a quarter mile wide at that point, and then you go through another one, and then you end out just south of the transfer station, Paulson property, and Candlewood Hill, DEP property. So, so it's what's unique is that you have a complete trail system already in place, and it's fairly well used, particularly by the bicyclist type people. That takes you all the way up to Route 184. And then if you get across 184, you get into the Gosa, Candlewood Ridge area and then Avery Farm. So you have almost essentially a continuous path today already in place. But it's mountain bike and hiking only. It's really wouldn't be, and there might be some issues when there's more water and stuff. But today it was an easy walk all the way. But I just didn't know if you'd had any discussions with DEP or the Department of Transportation or anything in the past as far as on any kind of trail issues.
oh, and does it look like they purposely tried to block it off and people
Absolutely not. It's wide open, and it's but the issue is it's really designed for water flow more than anything else.
Right.
So it's still west of Flanders.
Yes, it's halfway between Flanders and you have you can get to it from at the end of the town has a Paulson Road right of way that goes right to the end of it, and then it hooks and then it becomes state property, and then going south from there through the two underpasses, and then you're on private property, but it's basically a big ATV circuit there.
Right. Yeah.
On that property.
I know I've run into ATVs on Candlewood.
Yeah. So that's how they're getting around and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up and see if anybody had any history on it. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. All right.
Tom, I want you to go out there in the spring and check it out, okay?
Yeah.
When it's raining.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that you adjourn the meeting.
All right. Second?
I'll second. Michelle?
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. So we will reconvene on December 3rd.
Okay. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
All right. Thank you very
Thanks, Mark.
much.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.